Hi guys, today I thought it would be a good idea to just show you around the studio. Well, I say studio, it's not exactly a studio, it's my man cave which is in the attic. So it's just an attic room really where I keep all my nostalgia items and where I keep all my collectible figurines and things like that, and where I have a TV as well, where I like to watch TV in my spare time. This is where you would normally see me recording my videos. I normally set a table up here, or I just simply sit here, and this is kind of my backdrop for my videos. I've recently had a change around. You might remember that normally it's Superman and Batman, but at the moment I've decided to change it around and just do like movie related figures and TV related figurines on this side, because I'm delving a lot more into movie reviews and just talking about media in general as well as figure reviews. So I thought this was more fitting to have behind me, and I've moved the Superman and Batman figures over there, which you'll see in a minute. I'm going to take this camera off here and we're going to have a bit of a casual look around, handheld style. So yeah, I just thought it'd make for a fun video and I hope you enjoy it. So this is the corner of the attic where you first come up, and this is where I record my podcast. I have got a podcast for Pop Culture Pedestal, but I very rarely post to it. I really need to get into that more often, especially when I start doing the reviews. That'll be the perfect format, as well as video format, audio format. But I also do a podcast called Bizarre Podcast, which is a lot more popular than Pop Culture Pedestal is at the moment, and this is where I do all my recording. And I've got a few movie posters up there from my favourite movies and my favourite animated TV show, and of course Superman there. Here is where I like to store some of my diecast vehicles. We've got the Jada Ecto 1, which is absolutely beautiful. I did a video on this. We've got the Jada Turtle Wagon, which is very much, you know, screen accurate to the cartoon. I also did a video on this, and I've done a video on the Hot Wheels Batmobile as well, which is just beautiful. And as we move along, just behind this lamp here, we've got some Darth Vader pictures, and we've got the Mandalorian. These were actually off my son. And over here, this is what I like to call the retro corner. This is where I keep all my, you know, more older figurines, the figurines that I grew up with. The likes of this, I think it was called the Action Strike Batman, I'm not 100% sure. The normal Batman from the animated series, my very first Batman figure, the Toy Biz one. We've got Robin here, which I picked up recently. I didn't have him as a child, so I thought I'd pick that one up. I think he might have been called Arctic Blast, but I'm not 100% sure. But as you can see, these are all my childhood figurines. The Ninja Turtles were probably one of my all-time favourite figurines from childhood, and you know, a battle-damaged Robocop there. This Wolverine is from a TV series quite a few years back now. This is what my son actually had in his collection, and he gave it to me, as well as the picture frames. So of course I displayed it here. Oh, and just here behind these figurines you can see this cutlery set that I've had since I was a kid. I never used it. If I did, I used it once or twice, and I kept it in the box, because even as a kid I like to collect things and, you know, not ruin them. So that always stayed in its box. And as we move along, we have the Justice League DC Collectibles figurines. This marked the end of the DC Collectibles, which McFarlane have kind of now taken over with the Batman animated TV series. You may be asking why have I kept these in the boxes, because I normally, as you can see, I take everything out of the boxes. But with these ones, they don't come with stands. And look at the size of the feet. You know, these are destined to fall over every 2 minutes, and that is a ongoing problem I have at the moment with my figurines. They're always falling over. I need to get more stands for them. But yeah, I decided to keep these in the boxes because of that reason. And I think they kind of look nice in the boxes. I think they look like nice display pieces. So as of yet, I haven't taken them out. Maybe I will for a future video, maybe. I'm not 100% sure yet. And then we have Buzz Lightyear, Woody and Jessie. These were also gifted to me by my children when they grew out of it, because their dad hasn't yet grown out of collecting toys, but it seems that they have. So they gave these to me. And, you know, if you're a collector of toys, how can you not have a Buzz Lightyear and a Woody and a Jessie? Why not? Down here we have my Kinder Egg, my Kinder Surprise toys. Not the original ones I had as a child, but these are the ones I did have growing up, and I managed to get these off Vinted for a bargain price in the case as well. So I've just kind of hung them up on the wall there. I didn't really know what to do with them. But there you go. And here we have my Batman and Superman side of the room. Like I said, I've recently switched it up from over there. That's where I recorded, and they used to be in the background, but now I've put them over here because I fancied a change. And that's the main reason I'm doing this video, because the room is actually tidy and neat for once. We've got all these awesome Batman figures all across here, some of my favourites. I don't buy all of them, I just buy the ones that, you know, catch my eye. Like, for instance, this guy here, I haven't actually read the comics. I tell a lie, I've read a few of the issues, but I never finished it. But I just love the look of this Batman, it's so unique. And down here we have some more Batman figures, and then over here as well we've got some more Batman and Superman figurines here. And as you can see, I've decided to mix them this time. When they were over on that side of the room, I had a row of Batman and then a row of Superman, but I thought it'd be nice to actually mix them up, so it, you know, give some colours, some red and blue in between the blacks. I thought it would look nice displaying them that way. And here we have all my Mezco figures. We've got the Dark Knight, we've got the Batman vs Superman, Justice League. I absolutely love this figure. I think it is so nice. Classic Superman, Batman, and then a McFarlane toy, the McFarlane figure that I modded. Oh, this is a great, a great piece. This is the Death of Superman by DC Icons, and you get this sweet little backdrop as well. A little bit difficult to display, to look right. But I think I've got it in a sweet spot there. It just perfectly fits in. And then up here we've got the McFarlane DC animated Batman and Superman. I must admit I weren't a fan of these when they actually came out, but getting them in hand, they are actually quite cool little figures, and they've got some nice poses. Fortunately, they don't stand up very well. They kind of fall over every 2 seconds, so I've just had them in this seating pose on the side of my shelf. We've got a few Masters of the Universe up here. The new He-Man series one there from the Kevin Smith show with the Skeletor. And then this guy, I think he was a figure made from some concept art. And I just like the look of him. I thought he was really cool. He giving them kind of barbarian Viking vibes as well. And then we've got Battle Cat at the back there. And then up here we have the big Jakks Pacific Superman and Batman figurines with the smaller counterparts at the bottom. I think these were DC Multiverse, if I'm not mistaken. Not the best of figures, but at the time I quite like them, and I've kept hold of them now. I've got the Q-Pop figurines here, which something I wouldn't have even thought of collecting, but I quite like them. I think they're quite quirky, especially this one. This is fantastic. I've done a video on a few of these as well. And as we come down, I framed these DVD covers from the Indiana Jones trilogy. What I liked about these DVD covers is that they didn't have any certificates on the front. It just looks like a mini poster, and I thought these would be cool to frame. So I picked them up in a charity shop for £1 for the box set. I threw the fourth one away. I didn't really want the fourth one displayed on my wall. I just wanted the initial 3 films, and I think they look absolutely fantastic there above my TV set. And I also have some vehicles displayed down here with a controller for some reason. I don't even have a console up here, so I'm not sure why that's a... We've got some different Batmobiles and the Batwing there, which I've just put down here because they seem to fit nicely in those slots. And as we make our way up here, we can see these Lego big figurines, which are actually a child's nightlight. Let me just show you. It's actually made to put in a child's bedroom so they don't get scared at night. It lights up the room. But I thought these were cool, and they did look better on display rather than having the little figurines, which I do have as well, but I just thought these would look cooler in the background of a video, and I like them as well. I think they look great. You just press the button on the chest and it's the feet that actually light up, as you can see there, and it lights up the base when you put Batman into it. Superman didn't come with a base. As you can see, I've got One Punch Man figurine. This is actually a bootleg, which kept falling apart, so I glued it together. So he's forever in that pose now, which I'm quite happy about, because he's not falling apart anymore. We've got the Marshmallow Man Diamond Select Money Box with the Diamond Select Ghostbuster figurines. And as we come down, we'll see a couple more pictures from my favourite movies: Superman, RoboCop, Iconic, and Batman there. And then as we come down here, this is where I've put my movie figurines now to go, in the background of my movie reviews, where I talk about different kinds of media, cartoons, TV shows, things like that. And it's also fitting if I do a figure review as well. It works both ways. We've got Darth Vader, we've got Superman there, Chris Reeves, Keaton Batman, the NECA figure, the NECA Terminator, NECA Robocop, Doc. Just look at that face sculpt on Doc from Back to the Future. It's absolutely fantastic. I think that's probably one of the best face sculpts that they've ever done, which surprises me because when you go to Marty, it's not bad, but it's nowhere near as good as this one. You know, the likeness of Christopher Lloyd. And like I said, we've got Marty there on his hoverboard. We've got Alien. We've got the Ultimate Shredder. Is it the Super Shredder? Yeah, from Secrets of the Use. Pennywise the Dancing Clown. That film absolutely freaked me out when I was a kid, so of course I had to get the figurine. I've got the other one somewhere. We'll probably come across him in a minute. Lionel there next to He-Man, the the classic figure, which is actually a reissue. This figurine, it's not the original one from the 80s, but the Battle Cat actually is. This was mine when I was a kid. This is a 40th anniversary release from Mattel of He-Man, which I absolutely love. I've been after an He-Man figure for the longest time, you know, like one of these kind, and I finally got one, and I am not disappointed. It is fantastic. As you can see at the back here, I've got a carded Toy Biz Batman, one of my favourite figures from being a kid, and I've got the DC Comics superhero Superman figurine, which I asked for when I was a kid, and I never got it. Yeah, this was a figure that just always seemed out of my grasp when I was a kid. So when I saw it recently at a Comic-Con, I had to pick it up. It was a no-brainer. I finally have it in my collection, and there's no way I'm going to be opening those. Same with these Ertl sets here for the diecast Batman and Joker van, which I had opened when I was a kid, but I've rebought them packaged, and you know, these are ones that I'm going to be keeping in the packaging as well. I bought this Batmobile here from a comic book shop in town that was closing, and I asked him, have you got any Batman items? And he went upstairs into his back room and plucked these out. They had probably been up there about 30 years, and he had never brought them down to put on the shop floor. Same with this one as well, this figurine from Batman the Animated Series. And as I said before, I've got some Lego figures, the normal size ones, keyrings, and the normal size Superman and Batman Lego figures there. Let's just come back down here because we've missed a lot of figurines down here. We've got Conan the Barbarian, and we've got another Conan the Barbarian. Let me just see if I can bring this light down a little bit. We've got Conan the Barbarian there, and Conan in the background. We've got some Predator figures. Dutch there, Dutch in the background as well, holding his torch. Another Predator figure unmasked. Look at the detail on that. Absolutely amazing. And then we've got the Mezco Hellboy figure, Ron Perlman, the best so far in my opinion. Rambo there, and another Marty McFly figure at the back with that, in my opinion, shocking head sculpt. And as we come down here, we've got my line of NECA Terminator figures down here, with a Wolverine at the back there. Aragon, absolutely love this figure. I wanted an Aragon figure for the longest time, and they finally brought one out by Diamond Select. And I was only going to get Aragon, I wasn't going to bother with any of the others. And I thought, you can't have an Aragon figure without having a Gimli and a Legolas. So I got those two figures and I stopped there. I did not go down the rabbit hole of collecting every single Lord of the Rings figurine. And here we have the Mandalorian, and when this series came out, I absolutely fell in love with this figure. In my opinion, some people might not like this. In my opinion, the Mandalorian is a lot better of a character than Boba Fett. There we have at the back the more recent Pennywise, who's being covered up by his balloon there. And as we come down here, we've got some more NECA Terminators, Sarah Connor, Kyle Reese, and we've got the T-1000 there. And then as we come across here, we've got some classics, Playmates, Ninja Turtles, and the new series. Well, I said new, I think it came out in 2014. If I'm not correct on that, correct me in the comment section. And as we come up here, this is where I keep my Ninja Turtles NECAs from the 1990 movie. These are possibly some of my favourite figures in my entire collection. These are so screen accurate, it is insane. They are really, really impressive. Really impressive. Likewise, the animated series figurines from NECA. These look like they've been pulled directly from the cartoon. They are amazing. I know there's a couple more firms do the animated series Ninja Turtles, including these Playmates ones down here, which, you know, at the time I thought were the best. But when these came out, it absolutely blew it out of the water. And you got a load of accessories with them as well from the cartoon, which were really impressive. But I just display them with their actual weapons, and that's about it. And then we've got the bootleg NECA figures. These, many would argue, are better than the originals. They actually have stiffer joints, or so I've heard. I've never actually seen the originals, but I've heard that these are a lot better. I've done a video on these guys as well. Quite a popular video, that one, because a lot of people like looking at bootleg figures. They like comparing them to the real thing, and these are absolutely fantastic. I think these are possibly one of the best bootlegs out there. And as we come down here, we've got more Ninja Turtle movie lines. We've got Casey Jones in the background. We've got Shredder there, looking fantastic. We've got Raphael in his trench coat, and if you look just behind him under there, you can see his hat. I've chosen not to put it on his head because it is a pain in the backside. We've got Master Splinter, and you'll notice I've not got an April because I didn't like the look of the April figure. I think the face sculpt was nice, but I didn't like the look of. You're going to laugh at me. I didn't like the look of the knees. I didn't like the joints on the knees. I think the joints on the knees just shouldn't have been there. I think it should have been just a moulded leg. So I'm not opted for that one. Krang by NECA from the animated series. I wanted this figurine for so long as a child, and I never got it. So to get it in the NECA, get the NECA version at this late stage, which looks perfectly screen accurate, was absolutely amazing. I've actually done a video on that as well. I've done a video on a lot of these figures, to be honest. Here we have Rocksteady, and we have Bebop at the back, and then we have the animated series version of April there. And here we have Splinter, which looks absolutely amazing. And I like the little cloth robe that he's got on as well. And then we have Shredder, possibly the most screen accurate version of Shredder ever to hit the shelves. It is fantastic. Oh, and baby Shredder. On here we have the rather lackluster Playmates movie Ninja Turtles, which are not a patch on these guys. Just look at the difference. Not a patch. But when they came out, this was the closest you could get, just as they were to the animated TV series. These were the closest you could get to the movie line. But when these guys came out, it just blew these out of the water. These ones are fantastic. I can't say it enough. They look identical to the Jim Henson suits. They are so screen accurate, it is unreal. I mean, just look at all the detail. They are fantastic. And then down here we have these bootleg figures from the 2014 TV series, which, as you can tell, the figures that were officially released for children to play with, I thought were quite cool and quite unique, but they didn't quite look like they did in the series. But these guys are unreal, and I don't know if I just mentioned, these are the bootleg versions. So the actual, the real versions would have looked even better, but they were quite expensive at the time, and I believe these, you can't get hold of them anymore, which is a shame. I get a lot of people commenting on the video I did of these guys, asking where do you get them from, and it just doesn't seem to be an option anymore. I don't think they're available. Their molds must have disappeared. And then we have a few foot soldiers there from the animated series from NECA and Baxter Stockman. And next we have Batman the Animated TV series collection, and we're just going to pull out here. These are from DC Collectibles. McFarlane have now took over. For some reason they chose to do the cell shading figures. I believe they're doing away with that now because not a lot of people like it. But it's good to see that they're actually continuing the range, because this is possibly one of my favourite collections in this entire room. I've already done a video talking about each and every one of these figurines, which is quite popular on the channel if you want to go and find that. But yeah, this collection is my pride and joy. It really is. As you can see, I've got Batman on the bike there. I've got this, which isn't part of the collection, but it's still the animated TV series, and I absolutely love that statue. And that one as well. I've got the Batmobile there from the animated TV series, and up the top there I keep all my Hot Wheels cars, which, as you can see, are only like movie related or TV show related. I've got this cool Batman car here, which is Batmobile, which is a hybrid of a Scooby-Doo car as well, which I quite liked. And then we've got some of the others over there. These figurines are interesting. These were released by Mattel, if I'm not mistaken, and they were supposed to be doing some others to go along with these. I believe they were going to do a Wonder Woman and a Batman without his armoured suit, but the line was cancelled as soon as these figurines were released. These are really, really good figurines, really well articulated, really well sculpted, wired cloth capes, for an impressive price point as well. I think these were about £25 each, so you're looking at the same price of a McFarlane figure and possibly just as well sculpted, if not even better, and they cancelled the line as soon as they came out. I was absolutely gutted, but I'm so glad that I picked these ones up because I think they're amazing, absolutely amazing. Down here we've got some Harley Quinn figures which I took a liking to. That one's from Hush there, and this one is from the Arkham series. And then here we have my Topps collection of Batman cards, which I've done a video on. And then we have the Golden Age of Superboy and Supergirl with Crypto and I want to say Sparky. I think the cat was called Sparky. If I'm mistaken, let me know in the comment section. And here we have a canvas print of Spider-Man from the first issue. Absolutely iconic. And as we go over to this part of the attic, you can see these new units that I bought recently, which I have yet to fill. This will be for newer collections that I get, and I'll be putting them in there. So far, I've got this Nintendo Entertainment System displayed. It actually works. I've played a little bit of Mario on it. I also did a video on this, which didn't get as many views as I would have liked, because I think it's actually quite a good video that I put together, but it didn't get quite as many views as I'd liked. So if you want to check that out, please do, because it's a very good video in my opinion. It's such an iconic console. This one gave such a resurgence to the video game market. It really did. But like I said, I've still got many gaps to fill with other collections that I will be collecting in the future. And up here I've just got a few of my VHS tapes from some of my favourite movies, which I'm still collecting as well. I bought the Lethal Weapon series because I love those movies, and of course I've got quite a lot of the Ninja Turtles animated TV series. What I like about these is just the artwork on the front for each of these videotapes. I think they were very unique and they kind of scream nostalgia to me when I see them because I watched all these when I was a kid. Oh, and down here we have Kermit. I forgot about Kermit. Over on this side, it's where I keep a lot of the clutter, to be honest. Things that, like books and boxes that I don't want to get rid of. I've got the Atmosphere board game down there, all my comic books and different kind of books that I like to read, especially ones that I had when I was a kid. And then up here we have the Tonka Truck, Ecto 1, Turtle Wagon, 1989 Batmobile by Toy Biz, and Hot Toys Superman, which I have in this corner of the room away from the sunlight. Because I really don't want that figure getting damaged. Here is my projector that I bought and very, very rarely used. But if you look over here, these are the chairs I sit in when I'm watching television. But like I said, this is a projector I bought, which I rarely use. But if you look this way, this is my projector screen here, which I roll down, which is basically just a blind, and Batman likes to have a swing on the cord for some reason. But yeah, that blind comes down and that's my cinema screen, which, like I said, I very rarely use. I think it was an impulse buy. But yeah, this is my seating area. That's Jimmy the Muppet, who makes an appearance sometimes in my videos. He's not been in for a while, but he might make a return one day. And yeah, this is where I sit when I'm just, chilling out and watching some retro movies in the man cave. So there we have it, the Pop Culture Pedestal Studio, or what I like to call the man cave in the attic, because that's what it is. This is where I keep my nostalgia-filled collection. It's quite a contained collection because it's just a collection more or less of what, I enjoyed as a child. I have collected other things here and there what I think look cool, but 9 times out of 10 it's just stuff from my childhood and movies that I liked, a collection of movie figurines that I liked and still like to this day. And it's just a nice place that I like to come up here and, sit down, watch TV whilst looking at all these reminders of my youth. And it's also a place that I love to come up and record videos for you guys. It's probably one of my favourite places in the whole house. And yeah, I just hope that comes across in my videos. This is a really cool hobby, a really cool passion. And to make videos as well is just the best. It's the best. So yeah, until next time, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Take care of yourselves and each other, and I will see you very, very soon with a new video. Bye bye.